Inference Plus Story Short number 27, Series A. Open your mouth. I have to be sure you swallowed them all. Big Mama used her thumb and forefinger to pinch Queenie's chin, pulling down until her mouth was wide open. Big Mama shone the flashlight into every corner of Queenie's mouth until at last she was satisfied the medication had been consumed. She let go of Queenie's chin, leaving 2 red marks behind. Queenie rubbed at the spots, then readjusted the stocking cap she always wore to cover her bald head. Big Mama kept it shaved to the scalp because, according to her, it was better than having it patchy. Apparently, Queenie's hair was patchy. She'd asked for a wig once, but the suggestion had sent Big Mama into such a tizzy that she hadn't brought it up again. "Mama, I was wondering if—" Queenie began, but was interrupted by Big Mama. Queenie was reasonably certain she hadn't been allowed to finish one of her sentences since the day she first began to talk. Mama's voice would drown out a train horn and left no space in the room for anything but itself. "You need to make sure you get on the computer and do all your homeschool tonight. You've got appointments all day tomorrow. Blood work, bone scan, a bunch of other stuff, too." Big Mama's eyes suddenly filled with tears. Her lower lip trembled. Here we go, Queenie thought. "Everyone says what a brave little girl you are, and how I must be the best mother in the whole world to take such good care of you. I don't know what you'd do without me to look after you. I hope you never have to find out." She pulled Queenie into a suffocating hug that made her cringe. She was 18 years old. She wasn't a little girl. She was a grown woman. Big Mama could dress her in Disney t-shirts like a baby, but it didn't change the facts. Big Mama wouldn't even let her wear a bra. "Little girls don't need bras," she said. But Queenie did need a bra, and not having one had been humiliating. At the doctor's appointments that were her only outing, she'd hunch her shoulders forward to hide her chest. The hunching had gotten so bad that they'd checked her for scoliosis, which was one disease she did not have. She'd eventually sneaked a Walmart gift card out of the massive stack of donated cards in the junk drawer, gotten online after Mama was asleep, and ordered 2 white sports bras for next day delivery. She'd watched the front porch all morning for their arrival. She was relieved that the delivery driver didn't ring the doorbell and simply left the tied plastic bag on the porch. She could only wear them when she was sure that she was alone. The rest of the time she kept them hidden in the back of her stuffed kitten, where she'd torn open the seam. But even that made her feel a little more normal, maybe even a little rebellious. Queenie could feel the first prickles of nausea in her stomach. It was always like this after she took her medication. "It's a rotten side effect," Big Mama said sympathetically, wiping the sweat from her forehead with a cold washcloth. "But you need your medicine." After that, she spent a couple of hours alternating between vomiting and diarrhea until she felt as wrung out as the washcloth. Queenie had tried to bring up the debilitating sickness at her appointments many times, but Big Mama's freight train of a voice would inevitably drown out her own. The doctors always listened to Big Mama, never to her. It had been this way her entire life. She was simultaneously the center of everyone's attention and the recipient of none of it. She felt like she was screaming at the top of her lungs, but not a single person could hear her. Situational irony. She'd learned about it in her online English class. It was a computerized, self-paced program, no human contact. "It's better for when you have to go to the hospital," Mama said. "You don't have to worry about getting behind." Still, she wished she could talk to a real person instead of watching a video. Things were a little bit better since she'd figured out that if she stayed up all night and slept all day, she could get on the internet without Big Mama knowing. If anything, Big Mama seemed pleased about her daytime exhaustion. It gave her another symptom to discuss with the doctors. Mama took one of Queenie's Oxy. "I need 'em more than you do, sweetie girl. Gotta get my rest so I can look after you," at 9 o'clock sharp, and was out for a solid 6 hours at least. It was the only time Queenie felt like she could breathe. Once she heard the wheezing snores that indicated the coast was clear, she would creep out of her bedroom, snatch the iPad and its childish foam case from the charging station in the kitchen, and retreat to her room with it to experience what she now thought of as her real life. Online, she was a normal 18-year-old with normal 18-year-old ideas and normal 18-year-old interests. She could listen to regular songs, not Kids Bop, watch regular movies, not just Disney cartoons, and she could FaceTime people her own age, even boys. She was careful to strategically delete her browsing history, leaving only the daytime records for her online school and PBS Kids, the two Big Mama approved online resources she was permitted to access. Someday, Queenie thought, her real life might replace her fake life. She'd toss all her Disney princess t-shirts into a donation bin and start wearing tight crop tops that showed off her figure, just like the girls online. And she'd grow out her hair, even if it was patchy.